That's good. All right, so I guess we'll have some kirtan. Yay. All right. Well, it's a little loud because I'm getting feedback. Let me just tune this thing. Sorry for the delay. It's just we have responsibilities for Srila Prabhupada's movement, and sometimes things come up that are very urgent. Okay, so what would you like to hear?
Hanuman song.
Hanuman? Okay. Your choice. Everybody knows Raghupati Raghava Rajaram. Is it loud enough for everybody to hear? All right, Krishna. That's loud enough for everybody, okay? Can everybody hear back there? What? I mean, you could put it a little distance from me so I don't get feedback. Let's go. Right, that's good. So for this one, you gotta clap. Hanuman, Hanuman, Hanuman. How about the prayers of Lord Nishingadev? Just got to be careful no one steps on that thing. You can actually put it to the side, closer to the wall. Because if someone steps on it, that's a $200 device over there. Or you can hold it. Yatagor Radesham. Is better here. Hare Krishna. That's louder. How about the prayers to Lord Nishingadev? Okay, everyone loves those. Just set the level on this here.
get more ripped.
Okay. So what else should we chant? Jai-Radha-Madhava? Okay. You do this a little, just listen to how we chant this, and then follow along. This is not as fast a song as maybe one more song. Okay, what other song? Anyone have a request? What? Nitai Gaur Radhe Shyam. Do you have a songbook here? I need a songbook for those folks.
Song, just a song. You need a song.
You need a songbook because I don't know all the words of the songs. I don't know which song do they want. What?
That's all.
How about a simple song that everybody knows without learning the words? Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna. This is a song written by George Harrison, not by one of the Acharyas. This is actually a very popular song in the 1960s.
Jai
okay, I think that's enough. It's fun. So what should we do now? Questions and answers, or about Krishna consciousness? Does anyone have any questions? Any topics you'd like to hear about? I guess my arm is all right today.
No.
So,
What do you think about when you're chanting, when you're doing the kirtan?
Krishna, give me more energy. I think I'm rendering service. Excuse me. I'm thinking I'm rendering service to the holy name and rendering service to the Vaishnavas by chanting. There's definitely no false ego there. So, because that's really the point of Krishna consciousness. I was going to speak about something tomorrow in class about this, but many times we have this concept that Krishna consciousness is about me, but it's actually about Krishna. And of course in the beginning of Krishna consciousness, it is about me, not about me. But Krishna says, Chaturveda bhajanti mam. That means it's about me, about all of you. Because people come to Krishna consciousness for a variety of purposes. Because they're looking for wealth. I haven't found that in Krishna consciousness yet, but I had to give that up. But we had our own airplane and boats, and I don't have my own airplane anymore. I don't have any boats. I don't want a boat. Actually, I'm going to Orlando this week to visit the temple, and they said, we'll take you for a boat ride for 5 hours. And I said, please don't do that. Because we used to live on a boat. I mean, torture. It's like torture, being trapped on a boat for 5 hours. Anyway, the people have this romantic conception. In the material world, everyone has this big romantic conception of things. It's like in Orlando, there's also a place called Disney World. And you have this romantic conception, but what you end up doing is standing on line for 90% of the time in the hot sun. And paying for it too. So anyway, in the beginning, Chaturveda bhajanti mam. People want wealth, people are inquisitive, people looking for knowledge, or people are in distress, and it is about the individual at that point. And then later on, the selfishness becomes not so bad. Then you're thinking, I want to go back to Godhead. I want mukti. We're going to talk about this in class, because there was a class about this morning about going back to Godhead. And people wondering, when am I going back to Godhead? And of course that the general motivation for someone wanting to go back to Godhead is to get out of this material world, which is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, right? It's a place of misery. And it definitely is. I mean, it's really, you can't believe what happens in this world. I mean, if you read the news, it's just amazing. In news or an individual basis, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshana darshanam. So anyway, that's, I want to go back to Godhead, to get out of the material world. That's mukti. And then if you get a little more advanced, I want to go back to Godhead so I can eat the fruits from the desire trees. Desire trees are something like, desire trees. Like, it's something like getting anything you want, any flavor ice cream, just like Baskin Robbins ice cream. So many different flavors. You can get pizza from the desire tree. You can get pakoras, whatever your national taste is. You can get Loki, chlorella. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, it's like the Indian store on steroids here. You understand what I mean? So that's further advancement. The Surrey cows, and it's just just really nice there. So that's also, I would say it's not actually pure devotional service to actually desire to go back to God. Although we do encourage it. Like Prabhupada encourages that we should want to go back to God because people need to be encouraged or motivated according to their degree of advancement. And then the highest state is Mama Janmani Janmani Shreva Vata Bhakti Ahita Gitwaye, where one doesn't aspire for any of the muktis or liberations, you know, the 5 types of liberation. I think some of you have heard about this before. That one type is sarupya. That's interesting, liberation, where you get a form like that of the Lord. That doesn't mean you look like the Lord, but your body is Satchidananda. That's sarupya. Wouldn't it be nice to have a Satchidananda body? Ashnavi Ram, no veins, none of this stuff. Anyway, no glasses, no virus. No job. You know, anyway, that's just such a no whatever. No problems. So anyway, and then you think of Satchidananda. So that's a Sarupya, and then there's Sarshti, having the same opulences as that of the Lord, which is kind of nice. That doesn't mean you become God, but it means you have the opulences of such a kalpa, you know, whatever you want, you get. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's like, any of you heard of Aladdin's lamp before? No. It's like a story in the West where you rub a lamp, the genie comes out and he gives you whatever you want, and then he kills you. But anyway, that's another part of the story. So having the opulences of the Lord, you know, jewelry and everything like that, it's pretty cool. Isn't it? You know, having all sorts of jewelry. It's just like, all you ladies, you like jewelry, right? I was asking one of the ladies yesterday, why do you have jewelry and why do you decorate yourself and paint your nails and everything like that? And I said, the men are not attracted to that stuff. And she said, it's because I want to look cool. You know, because it attracts their friends. It's actually more of friends. I want to look cool for my friends. Because the men couldn't care less whether the ladies had painted toenails. So, it's kind of funny, you know, people. So anyway, right, Sarupya, Sarasti, Samipya, it means associating with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and which is very similar to Salokya. Salokya means living on the same planet as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I was actually, this is my class for tomorrow morning, so you're getting a preview. Because, you know, there's some discussion about, you know, when am I going back to Godhead and things like that, and I was thinking about this morning. And then, of course, there's the other type of mukti that a devotee doesn't even accept, which is Sayuja mukti, which is merging into the existence of the Lord, you know, going into the Brahmajyoti. But you don't actually merge, but it seems like you're merging like a green bird going into a green tree, right? So I was thinking about that's not really pure devotional service. I mean, it's good. It's a nice desire. It's not a bad desire. But, you know, I was thinking about Rupa Goswami's verse in the Nectar Instruction, a Nectar Devotion, sorry. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Yalbi Lashita Shindu, Gyanakamam, Anukul Yena Krishnana Shivana, Bhakti Rutamam. That pure devotional service is actually just being ready to do whatever Krishna wants, and as Lord Chaitanya says in the final chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, that if my and happiness gives Krishna happiness, then that's what I want. That's pure devotional service, which is really, that's love. And the interesting thing is that's the prerequisite also for going back to Godhead. So it's a catch-22. That if you actually want to go back to Godhead, to get out of the material world, to get liberated, you can't. But you have to give up your desire to go back to Godhead and just want to please Krishna and do what Krishna wants to go back to Godhead. How do you do that? I was actually thinking about that. That's like a catch-22. If you want to go, you can't go. And if you don't want to go, you can go. It's not that you don't want to go, it's just you don't ask for it. That's a different thing. So therefore, I was thinking that's where, like, Srila Prabhupada comes into the picture. That if one actually just thinks of oneself as a servant, it's a sense of self-identification. We all have these concepts of ourselves, who we are. And usually the concept we have is what we call an upadi. Upadi means like a designation, like there's a name. I'm the President of the United States. Some people really want that upadi. It's hard to imagine why. Or I'm Temple President. I'm not saying that people here want. Or I am whatever I am. Or I'm a sannyasi, or I'm a whatever. So, sarvapati vinir muktam tatputratvaina nirmalam. So, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. So that verse actually says the same thing. That I'm simply meant to serve, instead of all these different upadis, I'm simply meant to serve the senses of the Lord. Rishikena Rishikesha. Krishna's the proprietor of the senses. Bhakti Uchate. And that's actually bhakti, that's love, and that's also the only thing that satisfies the self. So if one is satisfied, then one can be anywhere, which is really interesting. Narayana Paraksave Nakatusjana Vidite Swargalavarga Narakeshu Abitu Yarta Darshana. So I was thinking about that verse. Narayana Paraksave, the topmost devotee of Narayan, Krishna. He doesn't see a difference between Swarga, heavenly planets, Apavarga, liberation, or even Narakeshu, hell. Because Abhitulyartha Darshana, he sees them all equally. Darshana means to see. Of equal value, actually, really. Abhitulyartha Darshana. He sees them of equal value because he's satisfied. Bhakti Mukti Siddhikam Sakalaya Shanta Krishna Bhakti Nishkam. There's that word Nishkam again. Ataiva Shanta, and one's really peaceful and satisfied. In other words, it's Tushanti Ramanti Cha, isn't it? Everybody knows that verse. Majita Mankata Pana, Vadintas Cha, Parasparam Katyatas Cha, Amnityam Tushanti Cha, Ramanti Cha. He's tushti, he's satisfied, and also Ramanti. He's enjoying. Savaikum Sampara Dharma Yata Bhakti Arhotsude, Ahoitaki Pratyata, Yatma Supersedati. So he's actually, that's the only thing that really satisfies one, that loving relationship. And then one can tolerate anything or be anywhere, and it's all the same. It's all the same because one's engaged in that loving exchange with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees anyway. So that was my realization of the day. So, but in the meantime, yes, you should all want to go back to Godhead. Because we need to have some impetus. And I think we have to be all honest about our situation in devotional service and say, we can't think, I have no material desires, I just want to please the lotus feet of the Lord. I think in many cases we'd be dishonest if we said such a thing like that. I have no desire. Oh, you're a pure devotee? Yes. That's called hubris. There's a technical word, which means the pride that goes before the fall. So we should just be humble. Yes, I want to go back to Godhead. Yes, I want to be in the spiritual world. Yes, I want to be a devotee, like that. And then whatever enthuses you. What is that? Akama Sarvakama Moksha Kama Dharati. Devringa Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham. When you're full of material desires, three material desires, or desires of liberation, just worship Krishna with enthusiasm and be honest about your own position. And that's another point, that we should actually be honest about our own situation in devotional service and not try to emulate. Was that Anusar Anukar? We don't want to imitate or emulate the pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada. Or even, I was even thinking, we don't want to imitate Queen Kunti when she prays for more difficulties. I'd be scared, isn't it? That's one prayer I don't even want to recite. Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru, right? Apunar Bhava Darshanam. It's a scary prayer. You know, please let these miseries happen again and again so that I will never forget you or never lose your darshan. Like that. So, anyway, so we have to have appropriate prayers for our own advancement in devotional service. So, that's the realization. So, any questions or comments? Yes?
Is one's relationship with one's Diksha Guru, spiritual master, eternal?
Yes. Yes, the relationship with the spiritual master is eternal, the Diksha Guru, and the Diksha Guru too. And we all have this is another interesting question that involves the Rhythmic Philosophy. You all heard of the Rhythmic. It sounds like a frog. You hear them all the time in the book. Anyway, so the Rhythmic Philosophy is basically that after Prabhupada left, that basically there's no initiating gurus. Prabhupada continues to initiate, and that's kind of silly. It's not actually shastric, you know, because the guru has to say, and they do in marriage. I do. I accept a disciple, you know, because I've had some experiences, even amongst our ISKCON gurus, when I recommend someone for initiation, sometimes the guru says no. Isn't it? So that, because the guru is a person, you're taking away the personal aspect of the guru, isn't it? When you don't give him the opportunity to say no. This is kind of interesting. So, all right, so getting back to the point, is about the guru eternal. So, the guru identifies himself as a servant of his guru. The bona fide guru always initiates on behalf of his guru and the disciplic succession. So sometimes people say, well, that's a Rhythmic conception. Well, no, that's the bona fide guru conception, because you never initiate on behalf of yourself, or you never think the disciples belong to me. So basically, the Rhythmic people don't have it all wrong, because everybody's initiating on behalf of Prabhupada, and Prabhupada is initiating on behalf of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and they're all initiating on behalf of the whole disciplic succession, and then initiating on behalf of Balaram, the original spiritual master. And Prabhupada said we have an ISKCON in the spiritual world. Now the question arises, this is an interesting question. Who is the one who saves you? Was it the Diksha Guru or the Siksha Guru or Prabhupada? Who's it? And that question is based upon basically Shraddha, or faith. That some people have the closest relationship with their Siksha Guru, with Prabhupada, and the Diksha Guru helps connect them to Prabhupada, and other people have a closer relation with the Diksha Guru than Prabhupada, and they connect, and some people have a closer relationship with one of their Diksha Guru's godbrothers. So this is a dynamic, see, spiritual life is actually a very dynamic thing, and we often, especially in the GBC, we try to pass a rule that you have to this person has to be, Prabhupada has to be your primary or first link. And that may be in certain people's cases, even though they're initiated by one of Prabhupada's disciples. But that you cannot legislate faith, you cannot legislate relationship. So just like with Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his primary link in the disciplic succession was Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, not his initiating guru, Vipini Bihari Goswami, although he respected his initiating guru. So it's a question of the heart, because we're all connected to Prabhupada and disciplic succession like that. And we have an eternal relationship with all these devotees, not just the Diksha Guru, but basically with all of our friends, like Prabhupada said, ISKCON in the spiritual world. So these relationships are eternal. I mean, I wouldn't want to leave you all. That would be sad, wouldn't it? Say goodbye, right? Never see you again, it's too bad. Haribo, hasta la vista. That'd be really sad. Okay, so, I'm 72 years old, so you figure in a few years I'll never see any of you again. That's actually a really sad thought to have, isn't it? Amongst people I know, people I'm friendly with, just like at the end of this month, September, one of my old godbrothers is coming to visit me, Jai Jagadish.
Oh, really?
He is coming to North Carolina to visit me.
Wow.
So, I have an eternal relationship with him. It would be sad if I can't see him again, ever, eternity. Now, material relationships are like that. They're described, even the Mayavadis talk about that, as like pieces of seaweed that float together for some time. And sometimes they stay together for a few births, like the man becomes his dog, the dog becomes the master, This is quite common. They keep switching roles. Or the husband becomes the wife becomes the husband, gets even. But spiritually, it's not like that. Material relationships, yes. But spiritual relationships, we are together. We have eternal relationships, and we help each other in devotional service. And it's just, it's a very sweet thing. I wouldn't want to be with people who I'll never see again eternally. That's depressing, isn't it? Then you'll never see any of you again. Phew. I mean, I want to see that you can ride in the spiritual world. I mean, someone has to distribute the books. Can you imagine? So, and because you look different, no glasses or gray hair or anything like that. So those are eternal relationships, not only with Guru, and then and then we have faith is from the heart. Who we actually have faith in. This can't be legislated. Some people connect directly to Prabhupada, and of course they're still initiated by their guru, and their guru is still their initiating guru. And some people it's something you can't really tell people. It doesn't work. It's like telling someone to love someone, but it has to come from the person themselves. So, any other questions? Yes.
So, still in the spiritual world, do we need books?
That's an interesting question. Of course not. Of course not, because we have iPads there and iPhones.
relieves me a great deal because I cannot read. I cannot read.
You cannot read?
No.
How did you have a
I
job?
don't like. I don't reading finished. I don't like books. No reading. Just kirtan. Just kirtan. And seeing devotees. This is good enough for me. I cannot read. Try hard.
I think we need to have a talk after this. I think Aditya Narayan, Prabhu, myself need to sit down with you for a few minutes.
I need that until I go to spiritual world.
Yeah.
There's no books, but until then I need this.
Yeah, you need the books
It needs
now.
to be resolved.
Good. Good, I'm relieved to hear that. We need books, or we can hear narrations, someone reading Prabhupada's books. I mean, there's different. Krishna Katha is so important. And I've just been appreciating, like, at night before I go to sleep, whenever I'm not in complete anxiety, I pick up Prabhupada's Krishna book, and I read it, and there's sweetness, even though I've read the Krishna book maybe 100 times before. When I was a brahmachari, we used to sit and drink our milk prasadam at night and read Krishna book to each other. And just reading about Krishna's pastimes, there's always new realizations from Prabhupada's books. It's just a very special thing to read Krishna book. I mean, sometimes we like to get into more sophisticated philosophy and things like that, but to me it doesn't have the same sweetness as just like hearing Prabhupada's books and Krishna book. There's a really special nectar to it, because if Prabhupada hadn't presented Krishna book to us, we wouldn't know about Krishna. Because Prabhupada, I mean, we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. We wouldn't know about anything he did, because Prabhupada, you know, he translated. Well, he got up to the 10th canto, the beginning of the 10th canto, but the beginning days of the movement when I joined, we just had Bhagavad Gita. We just had an abridged version of Bhagavad Gita, and that was it. And then later on, Nectar, Devotion, Teachers of Lord Chaitanya came out. But you really didn't know about Krishna's pastimes until we got Krishna book. So Prabhupada understood that. Prabhupada understood that he had very little time to stay in this world. And therefore he gave us Krishna books so we would have those pastimes. And Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we would have Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. So, yeah, with Shushu, Shradanasha, Vasudeva Katha, Ruchi, Shan Mahatsevya, Vipra, Punya, Tirtana, Shavana. By hearing about Krishna, that is service, that is seva. So, yeah, but in the spiritual world, no books. I guarantee.
I do love to hear.
The Krishna book is
a
actually
problem.
on, you can hear, actually, it's very sweet because, you know, you hear Prabhupada's voice. The original dictations that Prabhupada did for Krishna book, they're online, and you can hear Prabhupada dictating it, and it's very, very sweet.
And there's readings too. Amala Bhakta did a reading of Krishna book. I have all of Prabhupada's books, most of them as narrations. And then every night we're reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita class, so that's really nice. Anyway, I just enjoy reading Prabhupada's books. I mean, for me, complex philosophy, you know, that's another thing. But I like the simplicity and the purity of Prabhupada's books.
I think Prabhupada had the right mix in
Yeah.
the sense that he didn't over philosophize, and he gave what we needed. And I see when devotees sometimes try to get too philosophical, that's when you run into like errors in your judgment.
Yeah. I probably called it overly intelligent. You know, overly intelligent.
Speculation.
You know, it's like Lord Chaitanya came across that devotee who was reading the Bhagavad Gita, but he was completely illiterate and mispronouncing everything, probably couldn't even read it. But because he was following the order of the spiritual master, Lord Chaitanya considered him to be the real knower of the Bhagavad Gita. So that, Krishna consciousness is very simple for the simple people. It's very simple. You chant the holy name, you serve the spiritual master, you distribute books, you give people Krishna Katha, and you take prasadam. To me, that's Krishna consciousness. Don't want to make it any more complex. I mean, I enjoy complex philosophy at the proper time, but really the real nectar is in the real simple Krishna conscious Katha. Any other questions before you all take prasadam?
You mentioned earlier that not to have upadhis, not to get stuck with upadhis.
Not to have what?
Not to get stuck with upadhis.
Upadhis, yeah.
But if how do you have a structure? Because that kind of gives you a structure, a framework to work. Like
Yeah.
you have a goal, you get there by thinking how you get there. But if you have a very illusionary, I'm not a Brahmin, I'm not a Vaishnava, I'm not a Kshatriya,
Yeah.
I'm not. So if you focus on that, then it's not. There is no framework to work with it.
No, it's like your job. Like I know I'm not a sannyasi, this is my job. I'm doing this for Prabhupada. I'm acting like a sannyasi for Prabhupada. So it's my service. It's my seva. It's not my identity. You have to separate your service from your identity. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? This is my service. Like someone who's married, their service is being a husband or a father or something like that. But it's not their identity. So it requires some thoughtfulness to actually separate the two. Because if you identify with the external aspects of your service, then you're actually going to come into the upadhis right there. Like you think, I'm temple president or I'm a sannyasi. But Lord Chaitanya said, I'm not a sannyasi. Kopi Bharta Kamadasa Dasa Anudasa. But yes, I'm acting like this because this is what Prabhupada wants me to do right now. All the world's a stage and everybody's an actor. But this, we're acting in this particular role because to serve Prabhupada. It's out of bhakti I'm doing this. And then it's connected. So it's not really an upadhi at that particular point. It's a role that you're playing for service. That's all. It's like the clothes. You put on these clothes out of service, but you're not the clothes. It's the same thing. But if you identify with the clothes, then that's kind of stupid. So yes, we have to be aware of the roles we play, yes, or else society is completely haywire. Like Arjuna had to be aware of his role as a Kshatriya, obviously. He had to be aware of his role as one of the Pandavas. He had to be aware of his role, all these different roles that he had to fulfill, but out of service to Krishna. Isn't it? Whatever you do, yad karoshi, yad shnashi, yad jaloshi, tadasi, yad pashashi kontya, tat kurshva, madarpana. Whatever you do, whatever you offer, should be done as an offering to Krishna. So I'm doing this as an offering to Krishna. But this is not me. I'm not this body, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not a man. Of course, if you tell a psychologist that probably puts you away for a long time. Of course, nowadays it's probably politically correct. Like when I was going for an appointment with the doctor, it says, what are you, a man or a woman? I had about 20 choices there. Or not identification with any gender. That was one of the choices, yeah. Not to identify with any gender. So, modern world is catching up with Krishna consciousness in an indirect way. So, yeah, Gopi Bharta Padakamala Dasa Dasa Anudasa. I'm a servant of the Lord. And Krishna's having me sit here, speak. And that's the service I'm doing. That's all. So, think we should end so the devotees can take prashad? Because you all been waiting. I'm sorry I was late, but you know, GBC meetings. And you're always late for me. So. I've been to so many programs where I come and I wait an hour for everyone to show up.
Gopinath Acharya Prabhu did a wonderful job. He didn't tell the time, so people, even they IST, but at least they will be not late for you. So that was a good thing.
Good.
So everybody came on time.
He did help come on time, closer to on time. But he said 11.
He said 11 because he wanted them here at
But he
11:30.
did not say very specific that what time Maharaj will be there.
That's good.
So,
So, but then after a while, people start compensating. They'll say, "Well, he's always going to say an hour ahead of time, so we're on time." So it's not going to work long term like that. Okay, so thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada.
Today, Ajay going Prabhu and Kirtan Mata's 24th marriage anniversary.
What's that?
Ajay
Govinda?
24th marriage anniversary.
24th marriage anniversary. Ajay Govinda. Wow. You must have gotten married when you were 10 years old or something. I mean, your hair is still black and... 10 years old. 24. Okay. Congratulations.
You have to like